What's up, everybody? Welcome to the walknupsyncpodcast. I've noticed lately that when I have my AC on, there won't be a lot of noise harassment going on. But then when I turn my AC off, there'll be more noise harassment going on. Like, there'll literally be less sounds outside. And obviously you can hear less sounds with the AC on, but it's not that though. It's that there's literally less sounds outside when I have my AC on. And then when I have it off, there's like all these banging sounds and engine sounds and shit outside. Or just whatever sounds outside. And then my neighbors will be quieter. Or I don't know. It just seems like it's quieter when I have my AC on. I see a bunch of stalkers out the window right now. It's a typical day at the walknupsync. The walknupsync Disney World that I live in. There's a bunch of chemtrails outside. And everybody's out here walknupsync. So I just decided to make another podcast episode. This is the walknupsync podcast. I went out and recorded last night for documentary part 12. And there's a bunch of bugs flying by me synced the entire video. Like, there's no bugs anywhere. And then, like, when I walk up to an intersection, there'll be a bug or even a swarm of bugs, like, flying in my face or flying by me. Or at a synced place where they always drive by synced or whatever. And it kept happening over and over the entire time I was out there walking around recording. And it would just be, like, no bugs anywhere. And then there would be a moth flying by me as I walk by a door where they sync, or as I walk up to an intersection or whatever sync place. There'd be a moth flying by me right there, or there would be a bird chirping right there. Like, there was this one part of the video where, like, there was no cars for a while, for, like, I don't know, a few minutes. But there was a bunch of bugs syncing and, like, flying by me synced and flying in my face synced. And then birds flying around and chirping synced and walking next to me and shit. There's a bunch of bugs and birds syncing up for like a few minutes. Like, no cars or people or anything anywhere. It was pretty late at night too, but there's a bunch of stalkers driving around still. And then, like, at the end of the video, like, if I would have kept recording like 2 seconds longer and just turned my camera, you would have seen more cars at the end of the video. But I ended it like as a few cars were stalking, and then, but like after I ended that video, there's a bunch of cars like the whole way home. There's like people going to work probably, but they're stalking me though. Because I started the video at like 4:30 a.m. But I don't know. There's a whitey truck taking off in the parking lot right now. And he's walking us. Oh, and I saw a lightning bug on that video last night. I don't think I caught it on video, but I saw one, and it was at a sync moment, and I just saw one lightning bug, and I just saw it flash once, and that was it. at sync moment. And that was the only lightning bug that I've seen all year, too. I think they're going extinct, aren't they? I haven't seen any of them in a long ass time, but I saw one last night and it looked synced as fuck. And then all the other bugs I saw looked synced as fuck. And then there's no other bugs in between them. And there's sometimes it'll just be a swarm of bugs, like a swarm of gnats, like just hovering at an intersection as I walk up to it or whatever, and it's synced, I think. Or it'll just be one bug. Or it'll be a bug flying up and hitting me in the chest or the face, or flying in my mouth, or flying right up in front of my face. Or a fly buzzing by my ear like zzz. Sometimes there'll be a fly in my apartment and it'll be flying. There hasn't been any flies in my apartment yet this year. Thank God. But when there is, they'll be synced, and then they'll be flying around, flying in my face synced, and flying by my ear like that, and like landing in front of me synced, or landing on me synced. Like right as a car honks outside, or right as I'm doing something or whatever. There's a guy getting in a truck synced with a bunch of cars on the street driving by synced, and there's somebody standing in the parking lot that I don't know what they're doing. I think they're waiting for someone or something. But they're probably sinking. They're gonna sink in a second. They're standing right in front of the intersection, so they're probably gonna walk away right as the ambulance drives through it or something. People are always just walking in front of the intersection synced and driving in front of it synced as things drive through it or walk through it. It just always happens, and it happens synced. My refrigerator just clicked sync. I don't know if you can hear it. It's synced. I don't know what that is. Like, it'll just click sometimes. Like it'll turn on and off sync, the compressor. But sometimes it'll just click, though. It'll just be like, I don't know what that is, why it does that, but it does it sync, though. Is there any refrigerator experts out there? I don't know how you make a refrigerator sync, and I don't know how you make a toilet sync, and I don't know how you make a water heater sync. But they sync, though. I'm not an electrician or a plumber, but I don't know. It syncs, though. And then my shower will sync, like the hot water will turn off synced. Like right as I put the shampoo in my hair, the water will get cold, and then it'll get hot, synced again. So I don't know how this works, but it syncs, though. Just every single time, that's all. Just every time my water heater turns on, and every time my refrigerator turns on or off. It's just every time that it's synced, that's all. And you can hear my refrigerator on a lot of different videos. You can hear it turning on or off synced. Like right as I walk over to here and stop walking, it'll turn on or whatever, and you can hear it on the video, on a lot of different videos, and it's synced every time. And other refrigerators sync, like the one at all the jobs that I work at, and the one at the grocery store, and anybody else's house, and whatever. Is everything syncs. I assume other toilets sync, but I don't know. My toilet definitely syncs though. And people will just be driving by, just staring at me, just like, staring me down, and they'll be synced. Did I mention that people sync? And then this other guy was driving by me the other day, and he's like pointing at me as he drives by me. He's like, staring at me as he drives by me at the intersection. Hey, walking up the Everyone's chilling. It's just me and shit. But yeah, I don't know. Hoodie Ross was making videos and posts about how he's seeing people in pink, like pink shirts and whatever. And and then after he's talking about it, I started seeing a bunch of stalkers in pink, like pink shirts. I saw a few of them like here and there, and I think it was just because of his posts. And I've seen stalkers in pink before, or like they'll do all types of color things all the time, and like it's always changing, and like whatever. Like I've seen a bunch of people in blue shirts for a while, like a few years ago, for like a few weeks or something straight. I was seeing a bunch of people in blue shirts. But I think it was because of Hoodie Ross's posts and stuff that like I follow him, and then I read his posts, and then I go out and I see stalkers in pink. And I don't think I've seen them in a few days though, but I was seeing that for a few days. Like this one intersection I walked up to, there was like, I think all three people had pink on, or two of them had pink on. There's like these three people walking up. See? And it was dudes, and it was like a lot of them are dudes that have pink on. And Hoodie Ross was saying that like he's seeing a lot of dudes in pink on, and like how that's like unusual to just see a bunch of guys with pink on like everywhere you go. And a lot of the stalkers that I saw were guys. don't know, maybe it's a Pride Month thing. They're walking up sync though. So, I don't know. I've mostly been inside the last few days and just sitting in here, and then I'll have my AC on because it's hot, and then there won't be a lot of things going on, like I said, when I have my AC on. Occasionally there'll be people walking by in the hallway or whatever. But then when I go outside, they're walking up to me. But then my refrigerator's always got a stock meter, my water heater's always got a stock meter or whatever, so that'll happen. And then my phone will do whatever glitchy things or whatever. My phone will sync up, or my phone will lag so that it syncs when it unlags or whatever. Today I was walking up the street and I'm listening to Pandora, and then it's like I do the skip thing where it's like play an ad to skip. So it's like buffering. It won't, like, I keep clicking it and it won't skip, and then when it clicks, it plays the ad, and then the ad is ending as I'm walking up to the intersection. My phone will always do shit like that. It's all day. It's always buffering, synced, and unbuffering, synced, and shit. So if it ain't the people, it's my phone stalking me. If it ain't my phone stalking me, it's the bird stalking me. If it ain't the bird, it's the bug stalking me. If it ain't the bug, it's the machine outside my apartment window. It's the AC thing that's always turning on and off sync. And if it's not that, it's my refrigerator. If the birds call me, either a stalker is going to call me or a stalker telemarketer is going to call me. Whatever, fake phone call thing. Is gonna call me, or somebody's gonna call me. Either a stalker is gonna call me or a stalker telemarketer is gonna call me. Whatever, fake phone call thing. And then it'll have like a 33 in the phone number, or 84 or whatever. Usually. Or I'll get a text message stalkered up. A stalkered up moment. Or I'll just look at my phone and the time on the phone will be 1, 2, 3, 4. Or whatever. Because they implant the thought in my head to pull on my phone at that moment, or whatever the fuck. And it happens constantly, all day, every day. Like if there was a timer, like on YouTube Live, there's like a timer thing right here when I go live. It's like how many minutes and seconds you've been live. and I'll look at it at 12 minutes and 34 seconds, or like 11:13 for A113, or like 33, or whatever, 3:22. And a lot of things I've already talked about, but I don't know who's new here or whatever. It's the walknupsyncpodcast. Everything just be out here walking up sync around me. I saw a tan car outside. He's walking up sync. Every tan car I see all day, every day, a billion of them per day, is walking up sync. They just be walking up. I heard my neighbor coughing really quietly. He was like, he was just making some quiet tapping sound. He was like, I think. Or it might have been my refrigerator. I don't know. Whatever it was walking up sync. So what's up, guys? 5 people in here. Who's in here? What's up with everybody? How y'all doing? Do you sync? I don't sync. At least not intentionally. Sometimes I'll sneeze unintentionally when I walk up to an intersection, or I'll pull my phone out of my pocket unintentionally synced as I walk up to an intersection. Things like that. There's a guy in the parking lot that just like was walking, and then he stopped walking, and then he's walking again. I think he's doing it synced. I don't know what he's doing. Why? I don't know what it just looked like he was just standing there. I don't know what he's doing. I think he's walking up sync. I don't know how long I'm going to stay on live, or how long I've been on already, or what, but I could just stay live all day and talk about what's walking synced out my window, but I don't really want to all day. But if y'all want me to, I could send some of my Cash App, so I can just sit and look out my window all day and tell you what's walking synced. I kind of want to make a long video like that, like outside recording, but I kind of don't at the same time because I don't want to. But I kind of do, though, just to show how I constantly would keep going for 12 hours straight, or 6 hours, or whatever. I think I've made like a 3-hour video before. But if I had infinite battery life on my phone, I could just record for 24 hours straight, walking up sync. But right now, this is the Walk Up Sync podcast. Do you hear my refrigerator? Right now, this is the Walk Up Sync podcast. My refrigerator is walking up sync. And outside my window in a second, there's going to be a walking up sync. There's a truck driving out right when I walk up, and there's a white SUV right behind him, and it looks like the sync. But right now, it's the Walk Up Sync podcast. I'm not going to show them Walk Up Sync because I'm not going to dox myself. But I promise you, they're out here walking up sync as fuck. But I don't see any cars for a few seconds right now. They'll be back. I still don't see any cars right now. Oh, there's a truck right as I plug my phone in. Is that one? The fuck? It was at the exact same moment. I think it was synced. I don't know what they be doing, if they be time traveling, portal jumping, reptilian, Terminator bots. But they be what I'm saying. So that's the word of the day, and every day is what I'm saying. sync. Walking up to sync. Walking up to sync. So right here on this scene on Terminator, or on the main, there's this guy walking up with a red shirt, and he's walking up sync. Right as he walks in front of Neo and the Oracle, there's a guy walking out right here at the same time walking into sight. Right as this guy with the red shirt walks in front of them. And then there's no other people walking around this entire scene. And then the bird flies up and it like flies at Neo, like flies over him. And then right at that moment, there's another guy walking behind Neo. And there's nobody else walking around this entire scene until the agents show up. So watch.
Watch over the trees, the wind, sunrise and sunset.
Did you see it?
Programs running all over the place. The ones doing their job, doing what they were meant to do, are invisible. You'd never even know they were here. But the other ones, you hear about them all the time. I've never heard of them. Of course you did. Every time you've heard someone say they saw a ghost or an angel. Every story.
Right when the bird flies over, there's this guy walking behind Neo. And there's nobody else walking around the entire scene. They're walking up scene. So I haven't watched the rest of the movie yet. Or, I mean, I've seen it a million times, but I haven't watched it to look for more sync things yet. But maybe you walk up sync. I heard my neighbor coughing right when I walked up and plugged my phone in. And there's a bunch of other movies, like Truman Show, Eagle Eye, Get Out, Invasion of the Body Snatchers. A bunch of movies. There's people walking up sync the entire movie. All the background actors are walking up sync around the main character. And all those movies are about gang stalking, literally about gang stalking. David Fincher's The Game, and a bunch of movies. And the entire movie, all people are walking up sync around the main character. And then, like, Invasion of the Body Snatchers. And, like, all those movies are synced sirens, I think. And then Invasion of the Body Snatchers, there's, like, synced fire truck sirens. The entire movie, like, over and over, like, a bunch of different scenes, there's synced fire truck sirens. And they'll sync just like they do in real life. And they'll start synced, and they'll switch to siren sound synced. And they'll honk their horn synced. And there's synced garbage trucks the entire movie, too. Invasion of Body Snatchers, the 70s version. I haven't seen the other versions. But the 70s version is synced as fuck. The entire movie. But then there's other movies, though. Like, I think like all of Scorsese's movies, but like The Godfather, or not The Godfather, Goodfellas, there will be people in the background synced up. And then there's a helicopter scene too, which, but there will be people in the background like walking synced up and driving synced up though. Like all the background actors. Just like from the perspective of the camera or whatever. So like I don't know if it's just like a Hollywood thing in general where they just do that in movies. but like Goodfellas isn't about gang stalking though, as far as I can tell. It's just a movie, but like they'll do it in movies that aren't about gang. But but like Truman Show, it's like everybody though is synced around Truman specifically, and it's about gang stalking and Eagle Eye and shit. But like other movies though, like Goodfellas, like it's not about gang stalking, but like the background actors look stalkered up. A bunch of other different movies I've watched. And then with what's the Scorsese, I think Taxi Driver too. But what's the one? The Irishman. It seems like people are synced up on that too. Like the one scene where he like pushes the guy through the window. There's a church bell starting right at that moment. Right as he pushes the guy through the window or whatever. And just things like that. And like throughout the whole movie though, there's people synced up though. Like not just that. But I don't think the main character is being gang stalked though. I don't think it has anything to do with gang stalking necessarily, but is it like they're gang stalking the audience or like what? Like I don't know. Like I don't know what it is, but I just see it a lot on movies. Is it like so when targeted individuals watch a movie, it's like they're being gang stalked while you're watching the movie, or what? Or like what? Are they gang stalking everybody? And then GTA 5, all of the NPCs are stalkered up on GTA 5. There will be cops meeting you at intersections, and there will be taco trucks synced up, and there will be ambulances synced up. And there'll be sirens starting synced up. And there'll be dogs barking synced up. And there'll be people answering their phone right as they walk in front of you synced up. And there'll be people walking up with red shirts synced up. I need to play the game, hit my Cash App so I can buy a PS5 or whatever. So I can play the game and I can show you how synced up it is. But if you just go watch videos on YouTube, it's synced up. And I think GTA 4 too, and I don't know if it's all the GTAs. Probably a bunch of other video games too. I don't know, it's just the sync culture. There's a truck outside going, is he a sync head? I think he's a sync. So have they been syncing since 1975 when Invasion of Body Snatchers came out? That's what I wonder. How long have they been syncing? I think they steal things out of my apartment sometimes. I'm not really sure about it, but I feel like they do. And they make me guess, like, did I eat that food, or is there less food in here than there was when I left? Like, did I eat that? like I swear I had another fucking whatever. I don't know. I feel like they'd steal shit. But I could just be tripping. I don't know. But they definitely come in here when I'm not here sometimes, and I don't know if it's every time or what. But they definitely do, and they make it known they've been in here, and who knows what they do in here. And then I feel like there's no way around it. Like, if I get a Ring camera, they can fuck with the video probably. Like, they can edit the video so it looks like nobody was here. I feel like there's no way around it, like, unless I just stay here and order all my food online and just never leave my apartment. Like, I was watching Real Gang Stalking, it's a channel on YouTube. He was talking about how they were like he was playing Skyrim, I think, and they were like messing with his experience points, like they would play the game when he wasn't home, so he would come home and his stats would be different than the last time he played, and it's just like a subtle thing to like let him know that they've been in his house, that like only he would notice, and like, you know. So like he set up a camera, and then he comes home and the camera's turned off and the file is deleted. So like I feel like even if you set up a camera, or even if you get like a Ring camera or whatever, like they can still just come in and get away with it, whatever. And then if you have a car, they'll fuck with your car. I feel like they were doing that to me, but I didn't know about gang stalking yet. They were probably doing that to me because I kept having to fix my car. I had a really old, fucked up car too, but they're probably fucking with it too. My old cars too, and then they'll orchestrate car crashes, or they'll try to orchestrate car crashes on you. Try and like drive behind you as you're pulling out of a parking space and shit, and like pull up really fast as you're like turning into like. They'll try to cause car crashes all the time. And then I got in a car crash one time where It was way back before I knew about gang stalking, but I think I was being stalked back then. And I think it was orchestrated. They orchestrated a car crash. And they said that the light was red, but it was actually green, though. I think. I'm pretty sure it was green, and they were just gaslighting me and telling me that it was red. So, like, I turned at the intersection, and this car just, like, comes out of nowhere really fast, hits me. And then there's just a cop pulling up right after the accident. Like, he's just, like, sitting there, like, saw it happen, I guess. I don't know where he was when it happened. But I guess he was just, like, sitting right there, saw it happen. And then he pulled up, he's like, yeah, the light was red. But he just happened to be there right when it happened. So I think it was orchestrated. And then also when I lived in Colorado, that was in Colorado. And then also when I lived in Colorado, like I was living at this friend's house. He left. Like I was still staying at his house. And like he left and like went to the mountains because like he was like losing his mind, had to get his mind together or whatever. So they were remodeling this house though, like they were working on this house and like about to sell it. Like it was actually his parents' house, whatever. Anyway, then I was like living in my car. I was just like living in the Walmart parking lot in my car, but I still had all this stuff at the house, just like in storage in the garage. Because like they kicked me out because like they were remodeling it. So then one night the house gets robbed and then set on fire. And like a bunch of my shit got stolen. And then like the cops called me like I was like a possible suspect and shit and like all shit. And I think that was all orchestrated too. But I don't know. Probably just some CIA orchestrated shit. But then my friend though, I don't know. I feel like he might have been targeted too, but I didn't know anything about it back then. And maybe he thought I was one of them. Like by the way he was like acting when I look back at it, like I don't know. Or he might have been another stalker, or I don't know. I don't know what the fuck anything is anymore. But like he was talking about like agents in plain clothes or something like that. Like he said something like that on Facebook one day, and like I feel like he was maybe targeted. But I don't know where he's at now or what. This is the walknupsyncpodcast. Over here trying to inhale my food. And then on this movie too, there's a lot of sync people, which I've made videos about. Go watch my YouTube channel. And go to my playlist, Cats Movie Reviews. And I made one on Eyes Wide Shut, and everybody synced around Tom Cruise the whole movie. I don't think I showed it, but I talked about it. There's a bunch of taxis and people in red shirts synced up on Tom Cruise the whole movie. And then there's the guy that's literally stalking him after he goes to the party. And then the guy that's stalking him syncs with a taxi. Like he walks behind the corner of the building and then a taxi drives out at the exact same time. And there's sync taxis the entire movie, syncing on Tom Cruise. So hit my Cash App so I can buy Eyes Wide Shut, and I can do a review on it and show y'all. If everyone sends me $1 on Cash App, I can buy a PS4, and I can buy a GTA 5, and I can buy Eyes Wide Shut, and I can show y'all. Just saying, if everyone sent me $1, but yeah, it's fucking weird. People walking up sync. I haven't felt like recording lately as much, but like I'll just be like, I'm gonna ignore them, but then you can't ignore them. There's no ignoring them. And then a car will just drive by and honk right as it drives by you. Shit. Yell something out their window or whatever. Or a bird will fly right in my face. Or whatever. This morning I was walking around, there's a bunch of people with lawnmowers synced up, and there's a bunch of people with leaf blowers synced up. And there's been a bunch of leaf blowers and weed whackers lately synced up. And there's been a bunch of sync fireworks. But I haven't heard any sync fireworks today yet. But when I do, it's going to be synced. I heard doors slamming in the hallway, but I don't know what it synced with, but it's probably synced again. Because it always is. But I don't know what it synced with that time. So, I don't know. Was it not synced? Was it synced? I don't know. But I don't know. What do y'all want to talk about? We can talk about anything. It doesn't have to be sync things. There's been 5 people in here. So what's up with the 5 people in here? What's up with y'all? Are y'all walking up sync? Are you not walking up sync? What kind of content do you want me to make? Should I smoke a habanero out of a bong? What should I do? I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, it's a lot of things sinking constantly. I just saw a million of them out my window right now, and a cotton ball flew by and the wind synced, and then my refrigerator click synced. There's a lot of syncs going on. Synced as fuck. And I wonder how much the stalkers know about everything. Like, do they know that the weather syncs? Or do they just drive around when a robot tells them and get a gift card? I mean, I'm sure some of them know things like that, but... like, how could you believe any of the things on the news, like all the natural disasters and everything? Like, how could you believe, like, the fires in California, that they can't put them out with chemtrail rain, and you just make it rain, put the fires out? And the wind intricately sinks things outside all the time, blows cotton balls and shit, and the wind synced. And pieces of trash and whatever flying around, the wind synced. It's intricately synced as fuck. So, like, how could you in 2025 not believe that weather warfare exists or that chemtrails exist or whatever? Especially chemtrails, they're literally admitting it now. Like, they admit it, but then they still say it's a conspiracy at the same time. It's like, make up your mind. There's a red car driving by. I think there's a dog hanging out the window or something. It looks synced as fuck though. There's the other car. I think it was a dog in the window seat. Which is a popular thing in the stock culture. If you don't already know. Is dog walkers and dog in the window sinks. It's a popular thing to sink on me and other targeted individuals that talk about the exact same things that I talk about. Like sink dog walkers and dog in the window sinks and sink FedExes and sink UPSs and sink mailmen and sink fire trucks and ambulances and sink pigs. We all see these things. And on every video that we record, every FedEx you see is synced. And it's every video, every one of us, every FedEx is synced. And every one lighter is synced. And sometimes it'll be a FedEx with one light. I think the only thing I haven't seen with one light is a cop. I think I've seen ambulances with one light before. Pretty sure. But I've definitely seen a lot of FedExes and garbage trucks and mailmen and other things that are always synced. And they'll have one headlight or one tail light. And then one time I saw a mail truck that had one headlight and one tail light at the same time. And I've seen like a billion garbage trucks that'll have one headlight or one tail light. Damn, someone needs to buy them some light bulbs. They're always running out of headlights and taillights. Someone send some of my Cash App so I can buy the garbage guy some light bulbs. Buy one for his garbage truck, and I can buy one for his head, so you can screw it into his head. Then maybe he'll stop walking up. I made way too much rice. I never pour, or I rarely pour the exact amount of rice. It's always too little or too much. But I'm gonna eat it all though. And then they were just testing the railroad crossing thing today. Like the city maintenance trucks. We're out there, they're like testing the railroad crossing thing. It's like ding 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 ding. And you turn it on, synced. Everything syncs. That always syncs every time I hear it. Whether they're testing it or whether it's a real train. And then the train horn will sync, and then the train will drive out in front of me synced. And then church bells always sync, and tornado sirens are always synced. And then the thing on the fire station that's like ding. That I don't know what it's for, but it's always synced. Because it's like one sound, one frequency like that. And it's really loud, and it'll be like, boom! And then the dispatch thing on the fire station is always synced. And like any type of intercom thing like that is always synced. Whether it be at the Walmart or whatever, the loudspeaker, or whether it be at the library, or whether it be at, and then sometimes at the library they'll just turn it on, it'll just be like, boop! And then they don't say anything, but it's synced. And then if they do say something, it's synced. And then any type of intercom thing like that is synced, like the ones on car washes when I walk by and shit. Like just, and the fucking Wells Fargo bank when I walk by, it'll always be on the intercom in the window synced. They're like, hello, how are you doing today? When the car pulls up, synced. Everybody syncs. And then the speakers downtown that play music will like start synced. And then sometimes it seems like it's directed song lyrics directed at me. And then other places like Walmart and the grocery store, the music syncs. It's synced as fuck. See, I add it all up. It's very terroristically synced as fuck. Constant psychological torture, but right now it's pretty quiet, like I said. So right now it's kind of chill. Like I don't hear a bunch of sounds outside right now. But if I look out my window, I see a bunch of stalkers. But you know what I mean. But if I go outside, it's synced as fuck. There's a bunch of loud cars driving by. People laughing synced and talking synced and whatever, doing weirdo shit. Construction sound synced. Power tools and weed whackers and lawnmowers and sync. And fireworks syncs. And other assorted syncs. So that's the Walk Up Sync podcast. I think that's all I got to say right now. Don't sync. If you do sync, then quit if you can. I don't know if you can. But you should if you can. That's just my advice. But who knows what's going to happen next. I think that's the end of this episode of the Walk Up Sync podcast. Stay tuned for the next episode. I'll probably go live on here more. I don't know. Stay tuned for more Walk Up Sync.